Yo, what's up guys, it's Ghosted, and we are checking out the patch notes for 11.11 on the PB cycle on the Surrender at 20 website. So let's take a look at the champion that they are buffing in this patch. So we got Senna, and remember before Riot wanted to change her in a way so then her strongest builds weren't like Frostfire, Gauntlet. They wanted to make it more so that lethality was what you go on her. But I think a little, like in this change, they kind of went a little bit overboard with it because they buffed her a lot. So let's start out with her HP per level being increased from 75 to 82. Her absolution passive bonus attack range per 20 misstacks is being lowered from 25 to 20. So the bonus attack range is being lowered from 25 to 20. Next up we have her Q healing now has a 160% lethality ratio, which I think is a lot when you really think about it, because I mean, I'm not going to say that she goes Prowler's Claw or anything, but if she was to go that item, and that item gives, I think, 5 lethality on top of every item she builds on top of that, she will have around like 60 lethality late game if she continues to build all lethality items. So her heals are going to be really strong, and she's going to be dealing a lot of damage as well. We also have her E Curse of the Black Mist movement speed now has a 0.05 AP ratio on it, and the AP ratio on her R has been increased from 50% to 70%. So in a way, they're buffing her a lot by they're buffing her AP ratios on her E and the R, or adding an AP ratio to the E, and her lethality and her passive are also being buffed a little bit. I think this is what's it called? Her passive bonus attack range per 20 misstacks is lowered from 25 to 20. So I think it's 20 stacks now instead of 25. Or it's 20 bonus range instead of 25. I don't know, one of the two. I hope it is not that she only needs 20 stacks of her passive, because then, you know, that just makes her way stronger earlier. She had to collect less stacks to get stronger. And the healing rate, or the heal, now has a 160% lethality ratio. I feel that's also going to be really strong on her, kind of crazy. They're probably going to need to tone this down from 160% to something else, because I think that's way too much, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and move on. We have Bramble Vest, armor lowered from 35 to 30. They hit the golden item of the top lane. That's crazy. This item is, if you're facing anyone like Irelia, Aatrox, this item is what you want to build first thing, because man, it does everything. It gives you armor that you need to survive lane phase, and it also gives you the grievous wounds to help reduce the healing that they deal, or that they get back. So great item. I mean, it's a really good item, so I can see why they nerfed it, but you know, it's like, damn, it sucks. Next we have his Warden's Mail. Passive damage reduction changed from 0.5% max health capped at 40% of attacks damage to 5 plus 0.35 max health capped at 40% of attacks damage. So I think this is a bit of a nerf to the item. I didn't really see Warden's Mail built too often, if I'm gonna be honest. Probably in a different elos, it's probably built more. But Warden's Mail isn't built too often, and I haven't really even seen that many tanks, like solid tanks. Mostly bruisers in my games, but you know, I can't really speak on this item because I haven't seen it too often. But with Bramble Vest, that's built like every game. It's needed every game pretty much. Next up we have is Warmog's health threshold change from 3000 max health to 1100 bonus health. Okay, so that's a little bit of a nerf. If you have at least 1000 health, restore 5% health per 1 second. Per second. Okay, so instead of it being 3000 max health, it's being 1100 bonus health. Okay, so the bonus health is if you get that from items or runes or anything. So that adds on. Alright, so they changed it a little bit. We'll have to see how this feels, or how it feels on, not how it feels on certain champions, and like on Cho'Gath, and people just stack health and silent and stuff. Let's go ahead and look at Frozen Heart. Attack speed, passive attack speed reduction increased from 15% to 20%. Good. Damage reduction increased from 0.5%, capped at 40% attacks damage, to 7 plus 0.5% of the cap attacks damage. Okay. So pretty much they just buffed it by adding a what's it called? A flat ratio on there, 7 plus a percentage of the ratio onto the Frozen Heart passive. Next we have is Randuin's Omen. Passive damage reduction changed from 0.5 max health. Okay, so they're just pretty much changing all the like tank items. Tank items. Cause I was gonna say War Monster isn't a tank item, but it is. So yeah. So they're just changing the tank items. They're also adding a flat scaling to Randuin's, the +5 or 5 plus 0.35% of their max health, capped at 40% of attack's damage. So, I mean, this doesn't look like it's going to be... I haven't seen Randuin's built too often, but when you're building a tank, I assume that this is a really strong item against a lot of crit, like Yasuo. They have Vayne. If the Vayne's going crit, and a lot of just a whole bunch of champions that do crit nowadays. So, this is a good item, good change. I feel like probably didn't need to. It seemed like more of a nerf. They should have added the 7 like they did with Frozen Heart, but maybe they did it for a specific reason and gave it 5 for some reason. So next we have is Frostfire Gauntlet. Passive cooldown for ranged champions increased from 4 seconds to 6 seconds. Again, this is targeting Senna so that they don't. So Senna's cannot build Frostfire Gauntlet and abuse the Frostfire Gauntlet plus the Glacial Augment builds while still dealing a ton of damage. And the rest we just have to wait for coming out in the rest of the week. It's just a little bit of a shorter video. Just wanted to cover some of the earlier stuff that's coming out in patch 11.11. Again, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about these buffs. Oh, I said muffs. Buffs and nerfs. Do you think Senna deserves these buffs at least? I don't know if the Q is looking too hot, but everything else seems to be fine with me. Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.